the hell? Oh shit, I'm bald. What? Son of a... Who the hell did this? Oh, hey, hello YouTube, Archie. Horror stories, poems, and lyrics are there. I forgot I shaved my head about 3 days ago. Trying something new. For the new story I mentioned I was gonna do, rewrite. It's finished, complete, and I think it's better than the original. And can't do this one with the lights off because I haven't really embedded it in my head yet to read it like the other one, which was Witch's Brew. I had that one all, pasted out in my head so I could read it without. If I turn the lights out now, it's gonna be, yeah. So I hope you can just withstand my ugly puss through the reading here. But this is a movie, movie, yeah, hopefully it becomes one, but this is a story about two people that fall in love and they inherited a castle, and I use words from like the 16th or 15th century, which would be like King Arthur days, way before Indians, way before cowboys. And if you, I don't know if I'll have time to do the definitions for the words, but I will read them out the best I can, because the words I have in the story are actually words we do not use of no more. You can look them up online, I'm sure, and find them in older dictionaries. These words I got out of a 1932 dictionary, and they're sheesh. When I first did this story in 2002, and even now, trying to finish what I had, putting these words into a sentence, boy, it took me 2 days. Because, I mean, for one, I got them all coagulated, whatever, and they ain't in order on my definition sheet that I made. Of course, nothing is, but yeah, you gotta put a word here, there, look up there, and to put it in a sentence is freaking hard. But it's done now, it's complete. Like I say, I wish I could do it with the lights off, because like I say, like I said in my other video, when they used to do stories and tell stories, they used to do it out of a radio, and you are left with your own imagination. I mean, you can close your eyes or put a patch around your eyes or something like them sleeping patches or eye bands that you put on, but I recommend that because I want you to use your own world of visual effects in your brain. I mean, that's what I do. If I come up with a story and I look in my head and I sleep at night, I'm doing the story in my head, it works better that way. And I don't know, we'll get to this. I mean, one thing I do want to mention before this is that it's about a castle. I know there's many movies out there about castles, but this one I can guarantee is different. When you have movies like The Haunting, The Castle, and I can't get out of Dracula. You get all these films from castles. You get so many castles, you get bored of them, just like the visual and special effects these days. There's only so many movies you can do of visual and all the effects, and it gets boring, because you know what they're doing. I mean, why can't, I want to see movies come back from the olden days, where you just do a plot, drive or fight, and do everything normal. Not flying through a sky in a truck or something, and getting a slow motion look at this and that happening and that. But I'm hoping you'll enjoy this. And the title is Life is Good. And moving on, Felicity moved to the big city to enroll into college for work. She opened an online business, selling her own clothing she made. Her grandmother thought or taught her well with a sewing machine. Life was good as she majored to become a designer. As time went on, she finally opened a store and had 5 of her friends working with her from college. And now 32, she wanted to start dating, to find that special someone, ready to find the ring that would secure her life and feel the love and warmth she longed to have until the end of her time. Being single was growing old, and the men she did date were like dating a college student. It was noon. The girls closed down for lunch. A little homey cafe just a few minutes down the street, and she was ordering a man ran across the street that caught her eye. Came in the cafe. He was not a regular, and her heart melted. She had to meet him. As she listened to him talk, very well spoken, very polite. She studied him and the meekness, which is one of the words from the 17th, 16th century, the way he pronounced himself, and I'll say that word again, meekness, was just everything she thought of in a man. But she also knew that anything could look good, but the taste could turn out sour. As Bill, his name was, went to leave with his order done, out the corner of his eye he noticed Felicity staring him down. She saw him looking and turned with shyness. Bill gave a curious smile, left the building, crossed the street, then looked back to the cafe window where Felicity sat, smiling, while he walked out of sight. Felicity's stomach flooded with wings of love. For the next few days, it continued, smiles, shyness away. Then it happened. Bill grabbed a chair, sat down at the table, full of women, and looked right in Felicity's eyes and said, "Hello, I'm Bill," in a smooth, persistent way. Sorry. Felicity sat speechless with her jaw wide open, but no words came till one of her friends kicked her under the table and jumped. Everyone laughed except Bill as he stared at her seriously. With a smile, she finally said, "I'm Felicity." Bill asked if she would do dinner tonight. Felicity was excited, but did not show it due to many dates before started out the same way and ended in a nightmare. She kept her cool and gave a casual okay. Bill quick to say, "Dinner at 8 and I won't be late." He got up and walked away, and before he disappeared down the street again, he turned, waved, and gave a smile. The girls were all over Felicity like there was no tomorrow. "Wow," one said, "you have a prince." Felicity was quick to say back, "Yeah, right. I've seen men like him here today, gone the next month." They all called her crazy, but deep down, Felicity wanted it to be true, but wouldn't let her guard down. Prince Charming was a strong word, and she would never let that go to her head again. Feelings and trying the merchandise is two different things. Her method was try it before giving her feelings, because you can't afford feelings being hurt, because it will cost you a lot in the end. If you can't handle your needs for things. The first few dates were great. By a year and a half, Bill told Felicity to go to the cafe where they met for lunch one day. She sat, ordered something. The girls came along because they were jealous and would do harmless flirting with Bill. But they knew Bill was a straight-up man who wanted one woman in his life. It was getting late and Bill was not there. Felicity was getting worried. The girls were picking on her. He had enough of you, and they would laugh. As soon as their last joke came in, Bill, just like when he first met Felicity, sat at the table quick, and the girls, started to bust on him. Where were you? With your mistress? Laughing roared from the table. Bill took a small box from his pocket. The girls at the table's jaws dropped. Laughter went to breathless gasps. Felicity, will you marry me? Another year had passed. Felicity's engagement with full guard up was going well. Then the day came, and just like the surprise at the dinner, the planning of the wedding was a heart stopper. The min, which is M-I-E-N, I hope I'm saying that right, the min of her face and the sight of it all was perfect. No words could explain. Everything was done. Felicity just had to put on her dress and say the vows. The wedding was historical, and the honeymoon was as elegant as well. When the rendezvous was over, the thought of work was pleasant, and this wasn't over. Out of the clear blue, a lawyer stopped in. He started to explain that she had inherited a castle. Her father's great-great-great-grandfather built it in the 1700s. Before Felicity's father passed away, he wrote out a will, but did not leave the lawyer an address, due because of Felicity was moving around when she was in college before she opened her store. But as soon as the wedding was announced, she fainted because the lawyer had found her, and the girls rounded her up. She finished up the paperwork and planned a trip to see the new home. She called Bill, and he almost jumped through the phone with excitement. She picked up the key a couple weeks later, was on her way. Her father talked of the castle, but she never got to go there. He had to fix it up due to lack of maintenance. It was in the woods of New Hampshire, driving down a long driveway and pulling up to this huge monsterage brick castle. I can't write my own fucking goddamn words. Take two. As she walked through the door, a jolt of energy went through her body and began to shiver. Bill saw what had happened and asked her if she was all right. An eerie feeling, and the hair shuffled on her back. When Bill touched her, he too got a shiver of coldness in his body. Pictures hung all over the walls, family portraits, single pics, and so on the top of the stairs. Like any castle, had a pic of her great-great-grandfather, and all the pictures had a smile of full of joy and humbleness, but the back of both of their minds felt the demonic sin that dwelled on by them. They continued to explore their new home, the furniture, the dishes, the pictures, statues. Everywhere they walked, this place was filled with old antique stuff. It was like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. When they finished their self-tour, standing back where they started, Bill joked and said, "Got a lot of cleaning to do." Felicity turned and gave him a dumbfounded look. She turned and began to walk to the car and shook her head. Taking some time off from work, Bill and Felicity began to clean the castle. They also planned a huge party to celebrate the new kingdom. It was late one night, and they decided to sleep there, in their new room. It was an elegant setup, canopy bed with mirrors, curtains and sheets made of silk, red velvet, carpet, everything royalty had to offer. Talking and planning, they drifted off to sleep. Around 3 a.m., a huge bang came from the south end of the castle. Both of them jumped from their skin, hearing another noise from the hall. They both looked at each other like the dead had rose from the apocalypse, which that word means the city of the dead. If I said it right. Forget how to pronounce it, I haven't used it so long. But they both slowly walked through the door, opened it, only to hear the same bang louder. He froze, and with his flashlight, Bill swayed the light back and forth, seeking and seeing nothing, but getting a cold chill down their back. They decided to go to the bathroom together. With only 3 feet of vision from the light, the shadows of the chairs, tables, and statues were haunting. Standing in the bathroom together, at one point, not saying a word, distant screams came from the direction of the bang. Screams, shivering. Direction of the screams. Excuse me, take 3. Came from the direction of the bang. Earlier. Messed it up. Felicity was shivering on the toilet. Felicity grabbed Bill's hand and pulled him toward her, then back to silence. For the rest of the night, they laid in bed, drifting on and off to sleep. But no more noise happened again. Waking up the next morning, Bill had already got out of bed to find out what the hell was going on. He found a spiral staircase that was going down and led to the basement. As he was going down the stairs, Felicity caught up with him. They both went hand in hand down the stairs, looking around with the dim lights that shine. They came to a door. It was hideous. His castle was turning out to be a nightmare. Bill tried to open the door, and it wouldn't budge. The coldness of the handle shot through his body. He shivered and shook it off. Felicity was speechless. They both just walked away. Coming back from the basement, they were passing a room, and in this room, Bill noticed a statue knocked over. He walked in and nothing else in the room was disturbed. No sign of a break-in. What the hell could have done this? The day finally ended. More cleaning had been done. Bill and Felicity talked on how the statue could have fell. While coming up with so many thoughts and theories, they once again dozed off. 2:30 a.m., a moan, to a growl, to a demonic scream, shot through the air, echoed through the halls of the direction of last night's episode, made Felicity jump out of a deep sleep, looking around the room and noticing Bill still sleeping. She got out of bed to check out what was going on and then went to the bathroom. And finishing up to go back to bed, she came out the hall looking both ways, nothing in sight. Then she walked towards the bedroom door, and as she turned to go in and looking back down the hall where she just came, the end, she saw a gray, shadowy figure looking at her from the other end, staring, a dead, cold stare. As she stood paralyzed and wanting to wake Bill, she couldn't. The ghost started to float towards her, her body tight, like the pressure from a submarine going past its mark of going into the deep ocean, and eventually would crush. The shadowy figure looked like it was picking up speed. Evil face closed in like a police dog looking for its bus. As soon as Felicity could see the white in its eyes, she gasped for air and slammed the door shut. Bill jumped and saw Felicity standing at the door, not moving. Not even for a fire if it was happening. He jumped out of bed, gently touched her shoulder, and she turned and screamed in his face. And she was in a trance, realized what she'd done, and grabbed Bill with a bear hug of fear. She told him what she saw. So he had to look. Nothing was there. It vanished. On through the night, Bill had to hold Felicity in bed, again drifting on and off to sleep together. Daylight finally broke through, and the both of them, holding each other tight, woke up. Going over again of what happened last night, Bill scratched his head and of course couldn't think of nothing but the simple fact that the house was haunted. 2 months gone by, they were fully moved in. Despite what happened, and the party was a success, nothing went on or happened again. Work was going well. Parties were the beginning of of a forgetful spot in Felicity's mind. Life, once again, life was good. And what the hell did I do? And whatever went bad, Felicity had a feeling it was gone. One day, Bill was looking through the great-grandfather's study. Binders of books flooded the shelves. Then in an odd place, Bill found a journal from the grandfather himself. Bill opened it and began to read. Dated December 5th, 1726. Excuse me. Fine new dwelling is now complete. Thy feel a lot of love, kisser. Thy near thought this glorified day would come. Ye wife and I cannot wait to move in. Thy haven't told her yet of thy maze under ye castle. It will be a glorious surprise when I thus this to her. It will be a great place for our children to play. We shall be moved in sometime midsummer. Thy has not much stuff, although we live in this small house. Yea, this is probably ye best glorified day of thy life. Entry 1 in journal. Reading this, Bill knew he never heard of these words. What the hell did they mean? He searched for a dictionary throughout the study. Finding one, looking through the words, he was in shock. He started to read the next entry, and a cold chill went up his spine. He jumped, knocking a chair over, looking around the room. He saw a shadow moving quickly, then disappear behind the curtain. He stood there in fear to move. He stared and stood paralyzed. If it wasn't for Felicity's voice breaking his trance, he would have not have moved. He shook himself off right away. She asked, "What did you see?" He began to walk, and she followed. They both talked of what they'd seen. They started talking of selling the place already. Felicity's great-grandfather, she said, he must have been evil. He told her about the book. And Bill said, I don't know how, with the pleasant portraits around the house and the journal he read, he told Felicity to go to work and get her mind off things. He would figure out what was going on. He went back to the book. It was March 2025. Same year, 1727. I forget what I said on the year. I got them in Roman numerals, which I should have never did that, because I forget how to read the damn thing. Now as we settle in our new home, ye wife and I, enjoy thy new dwelling. Ye wife loves thy maze for ye children. We will once have a huge family for all of this. Yea, this life I thus will be. This one's a word. I gotta hope I get it right. Celestial. Celestial. Thing is. Celestial. I forget what that means. Celestial. Will be celestial. They said these words we don't even use no more. And it's just crazy how they write them out and pronounce them, Celestial. So will be Celestial. End entry 2. He looked through the book as days were happy and divine. He heard a noise and immediately jumped to see what the ruckus was. Walking down the long corridor, passing the rooms, slowly looking each of them over, a bang came from the study. He ran back to the book. Before he got to the door, the black shadow whipped in the study. Bill immediately stopped in his tracks. Paranoid to move, finally he creeped to the door and peeked in the threshold to see nothing but the books he left there on the shelves. The book on the desk was not touched. He stood there going over the room to see if something would pop out. He gasped for air and only could hear the beat of his heart thumping. He finally went to the kitchen to grab a drink. Sweat poured from his head like he just got out of the shower. Felicity just got home and called for Bill. He jumped out of his seat. When Felicity got to the kitchen, she knew something happened. They sat down and began to talk again of the house and what to do. Again, they both decide they need to get rid of this place. They got rid of their old place, and any money to go to another place was spent fixing the castle. So this would explain why her father did not rush to fix the castle. Still talking, and it was getting close to nightfall. No sooner when they turned the lights on, it went out. Then a huge bang, a scream, a broken glass. What the fuck? Bill screamed. His voice echoed across the castle. Immediately the lights went back on. The rest of the night and a couple of days, no commotion. Another day came. Felicity went to work. Bill found himself back to the study reading the book. It is now October 18th. Ye wife is having our first child. Thus we'll have a celebration here at thy castle. Thy will convey ye news through town. Oh, what a glorified day, moment in thy life. Her stomach shows signs of movement. Oh, thy wife, I love her so. End entry. As he finished the book, it was getting dark. He started to leave to wait for Felicity to come home. As he got to the door, a force of violent tug grabbed his arm and began to squeeze. Bill screamed in terror. He swung his face around, looking. Nothing was there. He swung his free arm all around for 5 minutes. Bill was hung on too, and when the force let go, a bruise was left. Felicity got home and saw what happened. They did not want to do ideas They did not know what to do. Ideas were done. Excuse me. I did this quick writing. Now I kind of suffer with it because I messed it all up. Got 4 kids running in the background all day, yelling and screaming at them, so there goes the figure where I fuck up on words. Sit here yelling and the over there, you son of a goddamn motherfucker, and then I'm over here messing up on my shit. So yeah, Felicity saw what happened. They did not know. They screwed it. They do not know what to do now. Their ideas are done. Nothing they could come up with was gonna work, short of money and dealing with a deadly soul. Felicity wished her father was alive to tell her about her great demonic grandfather. What happened? Such a happy home. A month went by and not a sign of no ghosts. You could almost say things were getting better. Then one night, Bill was sitting enjoying a good TV show, as well did Felicity. Then she wanted to get her slippers from the bedroom. She walked at a fast pace due to what happened before. She was at ease, but still jumpy. She came back only to find Bill gone. She sat to watch the TV, saying to herself he must have went to the kitchen. As time went by, still no Bill. Still no Bill. Then it happened. She heard a distant voice. Bill was calling her. She followed his call and started to call back. Finally, she ended up to the twisted, hideous door in the basement. She called to Bill and said, "I'm down here. Come down here." She could not understand why the hell he came down here. So she shrugged it off and walked. The dim lights reminded her of a hell itself. But Bill sounded to be calm, so she continued to follow his voice. In the back of her mind, though, she couldn't help wonder how that one day she and him couldn't open the door, and now it's open. He told her to just keep walking. Before she knew it, Felicity felt like she was in a maze. What the hell was going on? She started to yell to Bill, saying, "Is this a joke? 'Cause I don't like it, Bill." All Bill kept saying was, "Just get here." And Felicity yelled, "What do you fucking mean? Just get here? I'm in a maze or something. I don't like it. You come back the way you came, Bill. And I mean it." Bill said nothing. But come on. Felicity now knew something was wrong, but did not want to turn back. The dim lights haunted Felicity like she was in a nightmare. Felicity finally reached a long corridor. Walking in it, she started to get an eerie feeling again. Chills exploded in her body like the cold of winter. She noticed another turn coming up. in this twisted maze. But before she turned the corner, writing was on the wall. She called for Bill one last time, but he was not answering anymore. She began to read aloud. It's been 5 years since thy wife has passed away. I can still hear thou voice of ye doctor in my mind. Alas, alas, I can near face ye fact that I lost thy wife. Thou told me thus not to fret, she shall be fine. O'er, o'er, and o'er, thou words pass through my mind, but I have a stratagem. Once again, stratagem. Yea, yea, I'll thus that God took thy wife and child to be with ye, I will ought to become the spot of this ruo, and will destroy all that is divine. I forbade any, here's that word again earlier, celestial, all shall forfeit their souls to me. I will ascend and I will attain as for thou doctor. He will near a mistake again. I will stratagem to get hither, and thou will walk my maze of hell. Yea, yea, yea. Felicity was blown away, even though she did not understand some of it. She was now horrified. She started to shout Bill's name. Where are you? Bill, where are you? As she turned the corner to start the next corridor. Starting to hyperventilate, she fell into a trapdoor. Falling and screaming Bill's name, she hit the floor hard, got a leg bone stuck into her back, out through her stomach, knocking the wind out of her, slowly dying. She finally opened her eyes, seeing dead bodies all around her, including Bill. Pain rushed through her body, laying there, trying to make sense of what the hell just happened. What was going on? Bill's neck was broke, but she still called his name. And her great-great-great-grandfather's castle still stands, and hopefully don't take more souls. The end. Due to the mix-ups and stupid stuff, might as well throw in, I don't know if we got time, but throw in the definition of words I got. And to this last verse, everything was all good up until now, but just to make you understand what this last thing was said, been 5 years since thy wife, thy, what I written down here, thy would be of or belonging to thee, which something belongs to you. Wife has been passed away, I can still hear thou. Thou is second person, which that would be the doctor. Thou voice of ye, doctor. Ye is the or thou. So he hears voice of the doctor in my mind. Allah's Allahs. Allah means, which is spelled A-L-A-S. That is expressing grief or pity. So in this case, it'd be grief. Like in the near, I think I said it wrong, but it's near. It's N-E, dash E-R. So that stands, the near stands for never. Check that, right? That is. The near means never. I can near face ye fact. So I can never face the fact that I lost thy wife. Thou told me thus not to fret. Fret stands be worried or distressed. She shall be fine. And here's a word you never see, is O-E-R. O'er. Which o'er stands for over. So over, and over, thy words pass through thy mind, which what the doctor said, she will be fine. But I have a stratagem. Stratagem is spelled S-T-R-A-T-A-G-M, and that stands for, stratagem is cunning or plan or scheme, trickery. So he's scheming a plan. I have a stratagem. I have a scheme. Yea, which is Y-E-A, stands for yes or indeed. So he's yelling out, yea, yea means yes, yes. I'll thus, which thus make known. I'll thus, that he will make known that God took thy wife and child to be with ye, which thou means, other person, and the other person, he took the mother, wife, and kid to be with God. So that's where it comes in, that I will ought, which is O-U-G-H-T. I will ought, and ought means expressing duty, rightness. So duty, his duty is, I will do my duty to become despot. D-S-P-O-T, despot, I think I say that right. Despot, and despot means absolute ruler, tyrant, cruel ruler. So we all know what a tyrant is and a cruel ruler. Judas Priest song, Tyrant. That was a ruler that killed people. I believe that's correct. So he will ought to become the spot of this rural, which is R-U-R-A-L, rural, and rural means in of or suggesting the country. So he will make known to the country and will destroy all that is divine, which divine means God and good. I forbade means forbid, the word again, celestial means, again, this of the sky or heavenly bodies, divinely good, sublime. So I forbid any heavenly bodies, all shall forfeit their souls to him. I will ascend, A-C-E-N-D, I think it's ascend, ascend, which ascend means move up, words, climb, go up, or the throne, become king or queen. So he will ascend, he will become king, and will attain, gain accomplishment. As for thou doctor, he will ne'er, which is never, make a mistake again. I will stratagem, make another scheme to get Hitler, which is H-I-T-H-E-R, Hitler, or Hither. These words are friggin', crazy back then. And Hither means to or toward this place. So he will do a scheme towards this place, and thou will walk my maze. Which people, second person, they will walk his maze of hell. Yes, yes, yes. Yea, 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 I put. Felicity was blown away, and that was it. So here's a man making up a scheme for people because God took his wife and child, and then he wants to destroy everything divine. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. Life was good, it started out good, ends up in a frickin' nightmare. A lot of my stories do that. Come out to a love story, going into a nightmare. Some of these stories I wrote, I can tell you right now, believe it or not, are dreams I've had. And this was one of them that I had, of walking through a building, getting my own castle, and falling in a maze and getting stuck. I didn't die, of course, because it was my dream and I shouldn't have to, but should have. Other than that, I mean, stuff like that is what I come up with. If I see a picture, I come up with a story. I just got a picture the other day I took. I got it down as the demonic chateau. It's a picture that looks like a chateau, which is French for some, like a little small shack house. But I've been wanting to get this picture. I finally got it. Now I got to look at it more, to study it, to make a story out of it. And that's what I do. Or if I have a dream, I make a story out of it. This was one of my dreams, and there you go. Other than that, until then, I gotta figure out something else that I'm gonna put up here. I might do another short story. Just gotta pick which one. Still gotta rewrite stuff, which, as you can see, don't really help. But yeah, I gotta go over what I got and see what I got. And until then, you too. Hope you enjoy. See you on the next one. Big salute. See ya.